got this. Oh shit, you on live right as I said that. Damn it. Okay. Hello everyone. Oh, fuck, voice crack. Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 1 of the
Perfect
Anxiety
start.
Cast. Yeah. This is episode 1 of our actual podcast, and not us making really terrible improvised fan fiction on purpose. And today we have no
What are you
idea what
talking
we have
about?
in store for
Terrible.
you.
That's the best stuff I've read in a while.
Okay, look. That's also the only thing you've written in a while.
I
So,
said read,
shush.
not written.
Okay, whatever.
It's probably the
Anyway.
only thing that I've read in a while too.
Yeah, it sure is for me. I fucking hate reading books. Thanks, teen fiction. You ruined my life about reading.
Oh
Uh,
no.
today we have in store for you a discussion about, first off,
About everyone's
what do you...
favorite hedgehog.
we're gonna do that first? Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking we would do that first.
Sonic Mania discussion. As of, I think it was yesterday, the Sonic YouTube and Twitter posted the new look of Flying Battery Zone, which, by the way, I think looks kick-ass. And coming up to E3, we'll be learning more about that game. And that is probably the game I am most hyped up for this year, honestly, because Sonic 2 was my first ever classic video game I ever played. And I think it was like the 4th game I played ever, actually.
I think
Right
both.
right next to Spider-Man for the PlayStation and Rampage Total Destruction for PS2 and Battlefield 2 Modern Combat for the PlayStation 2. I played a lot of PlayStation 2 as a kid.
I think the two games that I was most hyped for have already come out.
And those are
Resident Evil 7 and Breath of the Wild.
Okay. Yeah, we should do a discussion about Resident Evil sometime. That'd be fun.
Oh, definitely. Especially with my in-depth knowledge, quote unquote.
Son of a bitch. Sorry, I just thought about the Resident Evil 6 logo.
You mean Draft Blowjob the game?
Yeah. Oh shit. You were like spamming me with that shit yesterday. I was dying laughing. I couldn't tell anyone.
Maybe we should make a Giraffe Blowjob as our
That has nothing to do with the topic though.
No.
Speaking of which,
you see what we do. What we do. We're gonna replace the giraffe with Sonic, and then the girl with tails.
How the hell do I... Dude, I'm doing like Photoshop edits. There's no way I could actually do that.
Sure you can.
Like, I'm not even using Photoshop. I'm using a free art program of the computer that isn't even meant for editing photos.
Do it.
But so the other thing that we have planned to talk about is what do we want in a Waluigi video game? Because as all 4 of you know, Nintendo's never released an actual Waluigi canon video game.
They've never released an actual game.
Yeah, Nintendo's never released a game ever. They came close to releasing a game called Super Hornio Brothers in 1969 until Watergate happened and all the Nintendo games disappeared from production. All the games you've been playing have been a lie.
These aren't actual games.
Game theory, are Nintendo games even real?
Yes.
I don't know.
Wait, no. The answer is no. Crap, I messed up. Oh no! Abort Dylan, podcast. Abort.
You're one of them. Wake up, sheeple. Okay.
Sheeple.
So anyway, I guess we should start actually talking about what we have on the planning block for today
on
instead of going
field?
off track for the first 10 minutes like we always do.
What do you mean? We never do that. I find that the only good podcasts usually get off track very easily.
You're right.
My favorite.
We have the only good podcast on the entire internet, isn't that right?
At least on YouTube.
No, on the entire internet.
I don't know. I really like the Two Best Friends Play.
We have the best podcast on the entire internet with our 5 subscribers, right?
Don't worry. Hey,
yeah.
Sometimes the obscure stuff is the best stuff.
You know what? You're right. Okay. Anyway, so Sonic Mania. Dylan, would you like to talk about that? What do you think about it?
What do I think about it?
Being the curmudgeon about Sonic that you are.
I will say that I am not the most kind person when it comes to Sonic. But also, I'd say that my claim to fame with Sonic is not claim to fame. I don't know what to call it, but my personal experiences with Sonic were the first adventure game and Sonic Colors on the DS. Oh, I actually had Sonic Advance 2 or something, 2 or 3, I forget which, on the Game Boy Advance whenever I had that. And so basically the only Sonic games that I've played are the only ones that I like. JK. Because I played Sonic 2. And not Sonic Adventure 2. That's what I meant. But anyway, so as a person who isn't really a fan of classic Sonic, channel gets shut down immediately. I have to say that I really like what I've seen of Sonic Mania. I think it looks pretty great. I think the sprite work is close to perfect, or it's downright gorgeous, honestly. But
I knew, like, from the very moment that we saw, like, what was it, like, was it June or July 22nd last year? I don't know.
I don't know.
The 25th anniversary party. And they showed the trailer, and the very second I saw his new sprite just tapping his foot, I was like, holy shit.
Oh, God.
So I had a little fangasm there. No, it was actually a rather big one. I think I speak for everyone when I say that. But the reason I'm entirely hyped for Sonic Mania is because the very first Sonic games I ever played were Sonic 2 and Sonic Spinball, which are, well, classic games. Granted, Sonic Spinball is nowhere close to Sonic Mania. However, if they had a throwback to Sonic Spinball and Mania, like in a bonus game or something, I would be fucking stoked. That'd be
plot
great.
twist, everything that we've seen of Mania is just fake, and they're just re-releasing Sonic Mania. Not Sonic Mania, Sonic Spinball.
Yeah. Keep in mind that Aaron Weber said that it's longer than Sonic Generations. So it's just like 5 hours of Sonic Spinball.
I would be okay with that.
Nice. I'd be totally okay with that. I love Spinball.
I like pinball.
Yeah, then the next Sonic game I ever played was the first Sonic, which you absolutely hate, I'm pretty sure. And
yeah.
yeah. And
I mean hate is a pretty strong word. But
it's also a strong feeling too.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I hate it. It's just it's how I feel about most old school video games. 4 out of 10. No, it's just how I feel about most old school video games, where I'm just like, yeah, that's a thing, I guess.
Yeah, I give the first game about a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, it's not great.
Which I don't think is bad, considering that's about my average score in school, a 60%.
Well, to me, I've told you before, to me, you know, a 5 out of 10 is a perfectly average kind of thing. Like, it's not great. Well, it's not good. It's not bad. It's just there.
Yeah.
So that's probably what I would rate, like Sonic or something, because, you know, I think there's some good tracks in there, and I like some of the stuff in there.
I don't like the soundtrack for the first game. I'm going to be completely
honest. I mean, I don't hate everything in it, but I don't love everything in it.
I don't know. I just think the first game soundtrack is boring.
I don't know. I just think it's trash.
Yeah. Especially going back to it after the second game, which was the first one I played, because there's no spin dash or anything like that. There was no.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I can't really.
There was no kickin' soundtrack that made me want to kick ass.
That's one of the reasons why I struggle to get.
There were speed caps in the game too, which pisses me off. But
that's one of the reasons why I kind of struggle to play the original, is because it doesn't have the spin dash. Because I'm just like, I want to just have that immediate satisfaction of speed.
Where I was going with that is, so the first game isn't that great. However, Christian Weber, the guy who is in charge of Sonic Mania, made the Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic 2 ports, and Sonic CD on the iPhone and Androids. Although for some reason Sonic CD got pulled off Android, which is very frustrating because I paid for that game and now it's gone.
I got it still.
Yeah, good for you.
No, like I still managed to install it,
Oh,
even though it's off the store.
that's odd.
I'll help you out with that.
All right. Well, anyway, um, now Christian Christian Whitehead, that's his name. Yeah.
Christian
He
Christian?
he. No, not Christian. No, 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 no. How
No.
would that be a thing? Like a parody of the Sonic Mania trailer, where when it says Christian Whitehead, it says Christian.
And instead of Sonic, it's Sonichu, sorry.
Yeah. Wait, what would Teal or no, not Teal? What would like the Pagoda West logo be?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It would be his Loch Ness monster dick.
Oh no. Okay. Well, anyway,
Okay, you know
Christian
what?
Weaver basically made Sonic the Hedgehog more of a 7 out of 10 for me instead of a 6 out of 10.
Excuse me. Chris Chan made Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sorry. Chris Chan made Sonic the Hedgehog for the Android, and I think it's a lot better. I'd give it more of a C than a D average. And I give it that because first of all, he added Tails and Knuckles to the game, and
Both
second
of
of all,
those letters can
there are a
be
few moments where he even added a couple extra pathways just to give Tails and Knuckles an actual challenge.
now those
Now,
are
I think they could have done
basically
it a little better.
those
However,
are
what I'm getting at with that is Sonic Mania. Not people notice this, but like in this Mirage Saloon Zone area,
Mhm.
Knuckles starts off in a different path. So my guess is there's going to be different paths for Knuckles specifically, which is really good because that means that they're really, really emphasizing uh, multiple pathways in that game. And I pointed this out to you yesterday, but in the Flying Battery trailer, you see Knuckles landing on that platform to the left, and
Mhm.
he goes down. And that's an actual pathway from the original game, but it's a lot harder to get to in the original game in Sonic 3 Knuckles. So that means that they really want you to actually like come across these extra pathways and explore, whether it's by accident or just seeing, oh look, this platform's obviously here. Let me go check that out. So that's a really good thing that they're emphasizing. Anyway, you're saying?
I was gonna say that I should specify that those are the only versions of the games that I've played were the
You
Android
know,
and iPhone versions.
uh, the Android version of Sonic 2 is not much different than the original. It's just 60 frames per second because 2
Which
is
is
one of the
beautiful.
is known as one of the best games of all time. Obviously not the best game of all time, although in my opinion it's probably my favorite game actually. However, uh, the reason they didn't change anything was wait, I just said that. Fuck.
So wait,
Basically, all they changed is like frame rate, and you see that in areas like Metropolis Zone, where you see like the spinning gears. Like in the original game, they're kind of jerky. Like they move a few pixels and then stop. They move a few pixels and stop. They move a few pixels and then stop. However, in the the mobile port, the gears in Metropolis Zone go completely in a circle, really smooth and all that shit, and it's really nice to see. It's very satisfying.
60 frames per second is always satisfying.
Yeah, because it
Um,
doubles the frames per second, as does Mania. They say.
I I mean coming from a PC Master Race.
Yeah,
Oh, I mean I have kind of transformed into a Switch Master Race, but whatever.
yeah. I'd say you did.
Like I still think PC is definitely, if we're talking about
Come on,
semantics or whatever.
where's my Atari Lynx squad?
But like if we're talking about semantics or whatever, like actual, like, you know, you break down power and yada yada yada, of course PC is better.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, I don't know.
Oh
I've
yeah,
always
does my
been
PC get scratched when I put it in its dock? I think so.
but I've always been more of a kind of just
Just
ease of
put it
use.
in carefully, you fucking idiots. Damn.
I've
Okay,
always
go on.
been I've always been more of an ease of use kind of guy. So it's like, you know, I just really like the Switch. Like I've been playing a couple games recently on my PC because I haven't been doing that a whole lot because I've had the Switch. And I have to say I was playing like Darksiders or whatever, and all I could think the entire time was I really just want to be able to pull this out of my computer and just play it on my bed. Like
Yeah.
I just like I don't even use
Get a laptop then.
Yeah.
Yes, pay $700 for a decent gaming laptop so you can play in your bed. Whereas you can spend $300 on a Nintendo Switch. Bootleg Anxiety is not affiliated with Nintendo Switch at all and does not endorse their products. I'm just a fan.
I mean, I endorse it. I totally endorse the product.
we are not paid by Nintendo. All right, but oh wait, yeah.
Anyway,
I guess
speaking of Sonic Mania, I mean, because that's what we're supposed to be talking
Yeah.
about. Like,
Oh yeah, it's gonna be on Switch. I forgot.
yes, that's what I was going to talk about. Like,
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to pick it up at some point. To me,
Yeah.
I've said this to you before. It all really just depends on how much it costs. I'm not going to spend $40
Okay.
on it if that's the rumored.
You say if it's $40, you're not gonna pay for it.
Yeah, no.
However, what if I think about this? Say Generations is $30 on Steam, right?
Mm-hmm. That's not what I
And they
spent for it
say,
though.
yeah, well, yeah, I bought it on sale. Mania is longer than Generations.
Yes.
Now, if the game comes out and it's like a lot longer and has a lot more in it, a lot more it's just a lot more detailed of a game than you thought it would be. Do you think it would be worth $40 then?
No, because I don't think Generations is worth $30. Like, I didn't know how much it cost
Granted, I got it for
until
20 on Steam
until you
sales.
told me just now, because I spent basically $12 to get like all of the Sonic games that are available on PC ever.
Oh yeah, that's right, because you got that giant collection.
Yeah, from the Humble
like
Bundle.
$50 or whatever.
It was $12, and
Yeah.
that's all I needed to spend.
You have not played Three Knuckles yet, have you?
No, I have not, because that's not
Holy
on
shit.
Android.
Well, it's in the Humble Bundle.
Yeah, I know. I have it on my PC. It's just I haven't.
All right.
I'm kind of a portable person.
I'm gonna tie you to a chair and make you play that one of these days. Now, what was I gonna talk about? Okay, so.
Well, hold on. I was still on the price point thing. You're good. So yeah, to me, it's just $40 is a bit steep. In fact, I'd say that's a bit steep for most games.
I already pre-ordered the collector's edition for $60.
Yeah, well, to me, a collector's edition, like $60 for a collector's edition, it really isn't that bad. I've seen collector's editions that are $120, and I'm like, oh wow. So yeah.
Oh wow, I'm still gonna get it anyway.
Well, no.
Right.
The only one that I've ever.
Dylan,
yeah.
I know how to get you hard. Resident Evil Collector's Edition.
There was one. There was Resident Evil 7
Resident Evil
Collector's
7.
Edition.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because it's only for consoles, because the only company that has ever given any love on the PC Master Race Collector's Edition stuff is Bethesda, I think. And they had a Doom one, and that was the only one that I ever contemplated. Like, I mean, I already own the game, but that statue is pretty sexy.
Oh man, that statue.
Yeah,
I just realized that as soon as I get that, I'm gonna have a foot tall Sonic statue that I have nothing to do with.
I buy things all the time that I have nothing to do with.
Yeah, like I don't even know where that would fit. I don't even have any room in the game room. Which is finally
replace Gimli with it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. But
anyway, I think $20 is a perfect asking point.
I'm totally hoping for the At Games re-release of Sonic Mania plug and play.
I hope so too.
At Games is fucking awful. Oh, did I ever tell you this? I had a plug and play At Games Sega Genesis one time, and Sonic 2 was on it. And as soon as you would get to the Aquatic Ruin boss, whenever you would smash the mallet down on the little totem poles, the game inverted colors and froze and made this really eerie screeching noise. So I had to input the level select code just to continue the game.
I don't think that's supposed to happen.
No, that it's perfectly emulated. Actually, that happened. That happens in the original game every time. See, in Sonic 2, Eggman's biggest trap is where he phases through space and time itself with his mallet, and it makes Sonic crash, and then you can't win. There you go. Eggman won, everyone.
It
Game
happened.
theory. Sonic dead?
Game
He
theory is
is.
Sonic dead.
Well,
Sonic
one
got
could debate
PC.
he already is.
Da 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 da.
Okay. Holy fuck! I hope 2017 is good for Sonic. Anyway, uh, so
They released 3 new Boom games that no one knew about.
Boom's. I actually have hope for Boom because apparently Fire and Ice got like a C average.
Yeah, I heard that, but it didn't sell well.
Yeah, well, it was also on 3DS. I mean,
But it didn't
they
sell well
did the
even for
Switch.
3DS
Yeah.
standards.
Oh, that's pretty sad, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Wow.
Um. So yeah,
And you know
I
what?
think
That probably has to do with the fact that no one trusts Sonic Boom anymore.
yeah. So I mean, I
Yeah,
think that
the show's all right, at least.
yeah, I think the show will be fine, but I don't think we're gonna see any more games out of that, which is a shame because I actually just watched a video about what Sonic Boom was originally. It was originally called like Sonic Synergy or whatever, and it actually had a lot of promise and hope.
Yeah, so
Like I think
it
that
was a
that would have
rush
been
job like 06, only it was even more of a rush
yes,
job than 06, which is why it's like the worst game ever now, and why
like
06 looks
it
like a
was
gem
within
compared to it.
they basically what ended up happening was like they had like all of these ideas and stuff. About half of them ended up being in Boom. And the reason why it was such a rush job was because they were planning for this to be Sonic Synergy or whatever it was called, and then Sega was or someone I don't remember who was someone in charge of the game was like actually we have a cartoon coming out, so how about you just
Let's fuse them together. That's a great idea.
throw away all of the work you did
Hey,
and
shout
make
out to
this
Keiji
Sonic Boom.
Inafune for properly making that Mighty Number 9 cartoon, by the way.
Did
Man,
that
I
finally
love
come
that
out?
cartoon. It's great.
Did it
No,
actually
I don't
come
even
out?
think it's gonna be made. No, I don't think it
Okay.
did.
All right. There's a lot of
which
things
is
about that
which is
Kickstarter.
honestly it's honestly really sad to see that because I had hope. I had a little bit of hope.
There's a lot of things that Kickstarter hasn't. We could probably do an entire podcast about that. um,
Yeah, you know what? I have it on Steam. I think we should totally like download that. I should play it and we should have a discussion about it. But anyway, back to
sign
Sonic
into
Mania.
my computer next time you're here, and then we can just play it. You
Oh
just do an
damn.
entire playthrough.
Oh no.
Oh no!
No, come on. Let's try not to be a playthrough channel. Come on.
It's only for special occasions.
All right. So back to Mania.
What's that game?
What levels do we want? I don't know, man. I think we were supposed to be talking about it, but I just don't know.
What the fuck is a Sonic?
What the hell's a Mania? That's the real question. But but anyway, so what levels do we want in Sonic Mania? So,
I'm not
from what
into
I've heard, from what we've heard, there are. Well, I'm pretty sure from what we've heard, there are going to be 2 levels from each game, right?
All right.
So we already have Green Hill and we already have Flying Battery confirmed. And I noticed this, and there's only one other person I noticed. I found a video about it, and I was just like, yes, finally, someone fucking pointed out. Uh, a Green Hill and Flying Battery are in the Sonic Mania trailer, along with uh, Aquatic Ruin Zone. So I have a feeling Aquatic Ruin's gonna make it in there, which I would much rather prefer Casino Night, but I understand why they wouldn't do Casino Night because they already had Casino Night in Generations for the DS, and they also had the Generations PC DLC. So the levels I would really want to see in Mania from 2 are, well, actually, I guess we should start with the first game. So we have Green Hill already, and I'm pretty sure the only other level that people really give a shit about besides Spring Yard Zone is Starlight Zone, because Starlight Zone's actually a good level. It's level right after Labyrinth Zone, which is quite possibly the worst level in the entire franchise. Or not the entire franchise, but at least the classic series. So I'm pretty sure Starlight Zone's going to be in there. If not, it's going to be Spring Yard, which I'm okay with. Spring Yard's my third favorite level in that game. In Sonic 2, we have most likely Aquatic Ruin. I'm not going to hold my breath on that entirely though. And what I would like to see is Casino Night and Mystic Cave. Now, Mystic Cave is probably my favorite level in the entire classic series, honestly, because it is like that funky ass music, and it's like the perfect mix between like the Sonic genre of music for the Genesis and that twangy Genesis sound font that you hear in pretty much any other Sega Genesis game.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, it's also just a really fun level, and it's really just it's fun to navigate. It's kind of a labyrinth at times, but then you eventually find your way and you're like, oh, okay, that's fine. The only bad part about that is the spike pit at that one part where if you fall into it, you can't get out and you have to wait for all your rings to scatter completely to where you don't collect them. And if you're supersonic, you're fucked. Now, something I liked about the Christian Whitehead re-release of Sonic 2 on mobile, and I didn't even mention this, they had Hidden Palace Zone, a scrapped level from Sonic 2, which eventually made it to Sonic 3. But they added that in there, and if you fell in that pit, you would actually land in Hidden Palace Zone. So you had to find it, but it's a little easy to find considering everyone falls in that damn pit at least once. So yeah, that's what I want to see in Sonic 2. I'm guessing they're going to have levels from Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles separately. So what I would like to see from Sonic 3 is Ice Cap Zone, obviously, because holy shit, that level's gorgeous. And Hydrocity Zone, because it is the best water level I can think of, honestly.
Excuse me, the water temple from Ocarina of Time.
Sorry, favorite Sonic water level is what I meant to say. Even though you're being
offended.
Sarcastic.
I actually didn't hate that level whenever I played Ocarina of Time. But I played the 3DS
I heard it's just long as shit. I've honestly never played Ocarina of Time. I've only played
it's good.
I've only played 2D Zelda games, man.
To be honest, 2D Zelda games are my favorite ones, but
yeah, Link to the Past is fucking great.
Link to the Past and A Link Between Worlds are arguably my favorite Zelda games. Oh, I don't know, Breath of the Wild is very good.
Yeah,
Though let's not get into a discussion about Zelda yet.
I have a feeling you're gonna make me play that game someday, and I'm gonna be in your basement tied up for about 60 hours.
Like, let's not. We could probably do an entire podcast based off Zelda and how my opinions of Zelda will probably get me lynched one day because I don't think any of those games break a 9 out of 10. They're all like 8. Like.
Subscriber count goes from 5 to 0. Fuck, we're 2 of those.
You don't like Zelda? No, I said it's an 8 out of 10. I said it's an 8 out of 10. You hate Zelda.
I don't agree with my own opinion. I have to unsubscribe, dislike the video, hate comment. Okay. Send death threats. Anyway,
but
don't
again,
send death threats.
I'm also, you know.
Yeah, we're
my opinions about video games.
We're giving opinions about Sonic Mania. We're probably gonna get death threats for this video itself.
My opinions about video games are very something. There's something because basically the only game that I think is is basically a 10 out of 10 is Resident Evil, but
right on.
I'm probably one of like 2 people that thinks that.
I honestly can't think of a single game I would give a 10 out of 10 on.
Yeah, honestly, the only reason why Resident Evil Remake...
there's no such thing as a perfect game in my eyes.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to get a perfect game. The only reason why Resident Evil gets so high is because that's one of the few times where I think I'm extremely subjective. I try to be as objective as possible when reviewing games or whatever, but for whatever reason, I just can't with Resident Evil Remake.
So
It just
yeah,
hits all of the right buttons.
Sonic Mania. Yeah, I agree.
Where's Jill Valentine in Sonic Mania?
Jill Valentine makes Sonic Mania. Damn it. Back to what I was talking about. Levels from Sonic 3 I want to see. So Hydrocity Zone is the other level I want to see from Sonic 3 because it's the most fast-paced water level in the entire series, and there's pretty much no threat of drowning at all in that level. Now, what do I want to see from Sonic and Knuckles? Well, we already have Flying Battery Zone confirmed, which is good because that's honestly my second pick for a level that I told you a while back.
Yeah.
Now, my first pick for a level would be Lava Reef Zone because it's a really hazardous zone. It's like the climactic. It's basically the end of the rising action of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I would say, where you go up to the Death Egg and Knuckles like punches you into the bottom of the volcano, where somehow the Death Egg is closer to you, even though it's in the background. And then you have that giant fight with Eggman, which, if you didn't have a fire shield, would be really hard as balls, but they give you a fire shield, so it's the easiest boss in the game. Now, Lava Reef Zone also has a kick-ass soundtrack, which is just bonus points. And just lathers me up, you could say. But the other game that apparently they're going to have in Sonic Mania is Sonic CD. And there are two levels that I really want to see in that game. I want to see Tidal Tempest because that also is pretty close contender for favorite water level in Sonic. Probably because the music, Tidal Tempest US's soundtrack is my favorite theme in the entire franchise. And I would also like to see Stardust Speedway because they really need to rework that level design in that level. But it's a really fun, fast-paced level. They even give you these speed boosters that make you like soaring in flames behind you. Now, the thing I thought about for the Sonic CD levels is how are they going to make the soundtrack? No, really, think about that. Because there are two Sonic CD soundtracks. And how are they going to divvy it up? Like, are they going to have a Act 1 remix is the Japanese soundtrack, and then the Act 2 remix is the US soundtrack? Are they going to have like a mashup? Are they just going to
do it?
Soundtrack? Are they just going to have the US soundtrack? I have no clue.
I know exactly how
However,
they're going to do it.
If they end up having Tidal Tempest in there and they don't have the US soundtrack, I'm going to be pissed, but I'll live because it's Sonic Mania.
I know exactly how they're going to do it. They're going to get a Japanese representative and a US representative for every song that they're going to use. And then they have to fight to the death, and the winner.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. But no,
I think one of the people who worked on the Sonic CD soundtrack for Japan died, though.
Well, then we win.
All right, I guess we got to do that.
So, I mean, I'm not a huge. I don't really know the names of any of the levels of the Sonics.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'm gonna voice my opinion. I'm going to voice my opinion, Will, and say what I want. I want there to be
just make sure subscriber count stays at 5.
I want there to be a Forest of Illusion remake. I want there to be a Chocolate Island remake.
No. Oh boy, Chocolate Secret.
Vanilla Dome, I would enjoy. Yoshi's Island, definitely. Oh shit, I looked up the wrong game.
Donut Plains.
I looked up the wrong game. Shit, abort.
Son of a bitch, that's Mario Maker. Mario Mania. Mario Sania. Ooh.
But Pumpkin Hill.
Pumpkin Hill.
Just give me Pumpkin Hill.
If they had Pumpkin Hill in Sonic Mania,
and they have a good old Genesis.
I would be okay with it though.
Yeah, and then they have a good old Genesis remix of the theme.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty nice.
It has like really muffled vocals.
You asked me to fight Frank Knuckles and we're at Pumpkin Hill, you ready?
I can see it. I can really see it. Now, other thing for Sonic Mania. Apparently, there's going to be bonus stages. That's something that's been spotted recently, even though I pointed that out way earlier with stars going around the signposts.
Bonus stages? What?
Yeah, and in fact, I'm pretty sure one of the bonus stages is even in the trailer.
I'm not okay with this, Will.
And
bonus?
There's also going to be special stages in the style of Sonic 3 where you have to find the special rings scattered throughout the level.
Special.
I'm also really okay with.
You're telling me that there's going to be something special in this game?
Yeah. Apparently they say that it's a throwback to fans, but I think it's just pandering to classic Sonic fans. You know.
Actually,
why do we have Green Hill Zone again? Okay. Look, the people who are pissed about Green Hill Zone being in the game are like people who are pissed that a Mega Man game has a boss rush at the end. It's essentially become a staple in the series. If you really hate Green Hill Zone that much, just input the level select code, okay? Son of a bitch.
So hold on, I was gonna say something real quickly about levels that I want in the game. I hope there are more original levels. That's what I wanted to say.
My guess is there's gonna be 6 new levels. That includes the ones we already have revealed, like Studiopolis and Mirage Saloon, which, by the way, I fucking love those soundtracks. It's great. So yeah, another thing, collector's edition. Apparently, they're thinking about putting a Sonic Mania soundtrack vinyl in there, and if they do, I think that'd be great because I actually have a record player in my house, so I could play it. It's cool. So anyway, anything else you want to wrap it up with?
I say, you know what? This is gonna transition into the Waluigi portion of our podcast. I want Waluigi as a playable character.
Yeah. The trailer said 3 playable characters. I think there's a secret one. There's 4. You know what the other one is? Waluigi.
You know what? They never said Knuckles and Tails were playable. They never explicitly stated that in the trailer.
They have
Shut up.
Gameplay, though. They have
Shut up.
gameplay. Okay. It is Waluigi in a Knuckles costume, I promise.
You'll all see. You'll all see.
I swears it, ma. I swears it. Oh, son of a bitch.
Just starts crying.
I'm about to start crying. This podcast ruined my life, honestly.
I want a Waluigi game.
Where's my Ouija?
Where's my
All right,
Ouija?
so I guess we should get into the second part of our podcast now. I guess we can talk about Sonic Mania during our E3 discussion after E3 happens. Go figure. Waluigi. Waluigi is the best Nintendo character ever made that they have in their fake video games that we've discussed earlier. And if our proof that Nintendo doesn't have any real video games is because Waluigi is the most relatable character in the entire franchise. And if the most real relatable character doesn't have his own game, then how is it even real to begin with? I mean, it's plain as day. I mean, so our question is, if we want Nintendo games to be real, what can we put in the game? What do we want? What do we want Waluigi to do? Do we want him to like is it gonna be like a chaotic evil type of or type of game where it's like I don't know, maybe like Waluigi he has to like he's a bounty hunter, and he's got to like find Mario and like beat him up like in an alleyway. That's the point of the game. You have to try to back Mario up into an alleyway.
It's just one portion. It's just New Donk City from Odyssey. and you wait in the alleyway the entire time, and then you jump Mario. It's a rhythm game.
Oh no, Mario Odyssey is a rhythm game. Damn it.
Okay, but so I want to talk about some Waluigi stuff first before we talk about Waluigi, his own game. So, firstly, I'm going to talk about my first exposure
Yes.
to the wonderful Waj himself.
Wow.
It was, I think the first time I ever saw the name Waluigi was in Mario Kart DS in Waluigi's Pinball. And I'm not gonna lie, that is my favorite Mario Kart.
Pinball is the best theme in the entire franchise. Okay. Like, have you heard the Waluigi pinball theme from I think Mario Sports Mix? It's so
I don't know.
funky. I love it. It's like
So I'm not gonna lie, that is my favorite Mario Kart level that I've ever played, and I'm very disappointed that's not in Mario Kart 8.
As it should be. You know, it doesn't even have to do with pinball. Is the funny thing.
It does actually. It's a massive pinball board.
The original one it did, but the theme just kind of evolved into.
Oh, the theme you're talking about. I'm talking about the level.
It just kind of kept the name after a while. It's just like, all right, so what are we gonna call it? Waluigi Pinball.
It's the closest that he has to a theme.
Go-kart. It's go-kart. I think it should just be called Waluigi's theme, honestly, because
yeah,
it fits him.
And then otherwise, after that, aside from internet stuff, I've never really I played a game aside from like a Mario Kart game that had Waluigi. I think it's horribly. It's sad that he isn't in Smash Brothers because I legitimately think he'd be a fun character. And I think it was stupid, downright stupid. While Luigi's Mansion 2 is one of my more favorite games. I like it a lot.
Favorite
I like it a lot. But like the multiplayer mode, you played as 4 differently colored Luigis, and I'm like, okay, why is it?
Luigi.
So it's 4 different colored Luigis, but I'm just like, why didn't you just do Luigi, Mario, Wario, and Waluigi? Like that would have worked, and people would have loved it. Anyway,
that would be too convenient.
And then I'm not gonna lie, 50% of my decision to buy Minecraft on the Nintendo Switch is the fact that you can have a Waluigi skin. I'm not gonna.
Is that seriously it?
I'm not gonna lie. I legitimately was like, oh, all right then. Like I was gonna buy it eventually because I like Minecraft. Actually, I do enjoy it quite a bit.
Minecraft just went from a joke to real high quality shit.
Well, I actually do like Minecraft. I think it's a fun game.
It's not bad. It's generally on my phone as my shitter game though. So
yeah, that's why I got it on Nintendo Switch because I think it's a perfect game for the Nintendo Switch in that it's very laid back and you just kind of, I don't know. It just feels like it's a really good choice to put on the Nintendo Switch. It's a game that I would love to play while I'm pooping.
That's right.
But yeah, so I want a Waluigi game, and Minecraft is the closest thing I can get to that.
I don't want a Waluigi game. We need to relate to the kids, yo. I mean, look at what all the Twitters are doing now. The big companies, they're relating to the kids. They gotta really bring out Waluigi, and they. You know what we need in a Waluigi game? We need an Easter egg where there's a guy sitting there in front of a college.
God damn it, Will.
And he's sitting there and he's like, hey, those of you in the audience who think that you're funny,
you're not.
You're not. If you want to prevent cancer, then you can go out and stand in front of the shuttle that's going by the hour. You knew exactly where that was going as soon as I started, didn't you?
Yeah. So you said there should be a kid.
Fucking AGDQ. No.
There are some. I've seen many compilations of AGDQ, however you say it, and that's an experience, man.
It is.
It's
like, oh, these are fun speed runs, and that's about it. They're trying to be funny. Then again, so are we. We're trying to be funny and failing.
We're hilarious.
No, we're not.
I think we are.
I think we're miserable pieces of shit.
Comedy is subjective, Will.
Okay, fine. You can have really bad sense of humor though, and we do. Okay, anyway. So, you know who has a great sense of humor? Waluigi. Waluigi saved my wife and kids. I can't explain how, but like, well, okay, I guess I should tell this whole story. So, I was at a picnic.
You don't even have a wife and kid.
Yeah. You don't even, my wife and kids. My wife and kids are about as real as all Nintendo games, because as we discussed, all Nintendo games are apparently fake. Now I was at a picnic with my wife and kids once, and we're just sitting there having a jolly old time, and out of fucking nowhere, this giant moose comes out of a moose. Yeah, that's right. He comes out of the forest that we were having a picnic at, and we're like, oh well, shit, we're not gonna outrun this thing. And so I told my wife, take the picnic basket and get the kids to the car. So they went to run to the car.
Put the lotion in the basket.
And then the moose went right past me because I was getting ready to punch it, and I was gonna make sure I was gonna punch it all the way across the ocean, And then it just ran right past me, and I realized, oh shit, it's not after me, it's after my wife and kids. And I was like, I can't get there in time. The moose is too fast. And then just out of nowhere, Waluigi descended from the sky. There was a short lightning occurrence, and Waluigi slowly just came down from the sky, and the moose stopped dead in its tracks. And he looked at he looked at the moose, and he said, "Wah!" And
all of the skin from the moose ripped apart from the bones.
I could feel my skin rippling too, and if I was any closer, it would have peeled my skin off. But at least my wife and kids, that are as real as any Nintendo game, would have been safe.
I just like the idea that instead of in Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny, instead of Chuck Norris, it's Waluigi. Down from the heavens descended Waluigi. Who delivered a kick which could shatter bones. Anyway, before we get taken down for copyright.
Into the crotch of who? Dennis Hopper. Why not?
I actually had an idea for someone, but I forgot the name.
Chipper Jones?
It was something that ended in Jones.
Huh. Jessica Jones?
No. It was like a really obscure character.
X the show on Netflix. Watch it now.
This
How to create a discourse 101.
This podcast brought to you by Netflix.
Jessica Jones. Watch your Jessica Jones today. Make sure your kids aren't in the room though, because we got plenty of sex scenes for you.
Are you kidding me? I think it's perfect for children, and so is Sausage Party.
You know what? You're right. Sausage Party is an animated movie that had no problems with the animation department at all with their payments and whatnot, and everyone should watch it and go support them. No, fuck that. Don't support them. Fuck that.
Watch it illegally.
Yeah.
I actually did see it though on Netflix, and it's funny. It's a good movie. I liked it, but that doesn't make the behind the scenes stuff any less gross.
Yeah, I hate the way animators are treated, honestly, almost all the time. Like, they don't get enough credit. Animation is dying. Like, it's all going to, like, 3D shit now, anyway. Oh, did you see that clip where it's it's apparently an actual, like, animation test that the guy for... I think it's real. The guy who made the guy who animates Handy Mandy, he posted his test clips to YouTube in like 2010.
Mm-hmm.
his hirer, I guess, employer. Why not? Why not? He had a good sense of humor. So what he did was in the middle of his clip, they just completely like freak out, and then they look to the other end of the room, and there's that like moose character from the backyardigans, and then there's like dramatic music and everything, and he pulls out a lightsaber.
You need to link this to me.
I will. I'm gonna do that right now. What does this have to do with Waluigi?
Oh God, yeah, we're supposed to be talking about
I don't know.
Waluigi.
Yeah, we are.
So basically, I've said before, my perfect Waluigi game is just Luigi's Mansion 3, where you play as Waluigi. My perfect game is just Luigi's Mansion 3. Nintendo, give me Luigi's Mansion 3.
All right, I found it.
Found
it. All right.
Okay.
Right, watch it after the podcast.
So basically, Luigi's Mansion is Resident Evil if it was for children. And it's amazing, and I love it.
Wait, isn't it also kind of like the Ghostbusters game, though?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's not like the Ghostbusters game, like the one that came out, but...
he's literally a Ghostbuster.
Yes, he is literally a Ghostbuster. He's using a vacuum to suck up ghosts.
Yeah.
Suck.
But... Also, that's one of the only Mario games, aside from games that have Waluigi, where a character humps something. Anyway...
Well, I think I speak for everyone when I say Waluigi's best appearance was in the one soccer game. Forgot what it's called.
But yeah,
but that's his best appearance because he shows up and he dances and shit, and it's great. It's great. I love Waluigi. Why isn't he on our what's it called?
I thought he was.
Fanfiction Roulette Wheels. Wait, is he?
I thought he was on mine. I could be wrong though.
Might be. I'm looking for pictures that I can use for a thumbnail, and I came across this image. It has a picture of the original Sonic the Hedgehog cover with an arrow pointing to Shadow the Hedgehog, and there's one of Super Mario Brothers for the original Nintendo, and it has an arrow pointing at something that says Wii U, and it's rated M. It says Waluigi with a gun.
Oh God, it's perfect.
Here, I'll send it to you. It's great.
You know what? I was gonna say I just want Luigi's Mansion with Waluigi. I changed my mind. I just want Shadow the Hedgehog.
I'm gonna post that on Twitter too.
I just want Shadow the Hedgehog. Oh my God, that's amazing. I just want Shadow the Hedgehog, but you replace Shadow's model with Waluigi. You don't replace the animations though, or the wireframe. So it's this short, stumpy hedgehog wireframe with Waluigi grossly put on
just
there.
A bad texture.
Whenever you do the spin dash,
no.
Whenever you do the spin dash,
a really detailed texture, actually.
No, I don't want the texture. I want it to be the model. And whenever he does the spin dash, it just gives you nightmares.
No, it needs to be the Shadow model with like a really detailed Waluigi texture, so that the texture wouldn't go well with the Shadow model, so it would just look absolutely disgusting. So yeah, I think that's a great idea. All right, what time are we at? That's a good question.
I don't know. Hold on.
Question or any answer? Answer. Dylan, are you alive?
Yeah. Hold on. I just found a perfect video, or a Vine, be it.
Oh no, not Vine. I'll look at it later.
Oh Dios mío, no! It's Waluigi doing a spin dash. Kind of.
Oh, what we need is there's that there's that video of Eggman running through Cityscape. We need one of Waluigi running through Cityscape. And not only that, we need like vocals. We need like a Cityscape, a version of Cityscape where all the instruments are kazoos and those like party clappers, and all the vocals are done by Waluigi. Wah! Oh yeah, like that. See, it would work. Only, I probably do an absolutely terrible Waluigi voice, so I apologize for that. In fact, I could hear myself echoing off of your end, so sorry. So yeah, you know, we were gonna talk about what we want exactly in a Waluigi, and we hardly talked about that.
Good
We
enough.
talked
Let's
about
end the
it a little
podcast.
So what exactly do we want in Waluigi? I want Waluigi to express himself. I want Waluigi to
I want interpretive dance.
I want to be really dramatic. I want to be story driven. I want to see the pureness in Waluigi's soul. I want to see him be redeemed. I want him to beat Mario up in an alleyway because let's be honest, I just kind of want to see Mario get beat up in an alleyway. I don't know why. I just think it'd be funny.
All right. I think that's a good place to end this.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for tuning into episode 1 of Anxiety Cast. I'm Will.
I'm Dylan, unfortunately.
I'm Will. Yeah. All right. we're tuning out. Have a good night.
Have a
Dylan
good
Beats.
one.